Who watched the crap show on CNN last night? I hope you didn't. I didn't. I've heard enough of the former guy. I certainly don't need to hear more of the same gaslighting, lying, horrible name-calling. Just, I don't need to see more of the rotten person that he is. But I do want to talk about the CNN town hall. I want to talk about what the head of CNN has said today and share some thoughts with you. But first, in case you're new here, my name is Carolyn. Yes, I live in an RV, so I shoot these as I see it videos from my RV. A lot of people, someone recently said, well, you must not have done very well in life, just from what I'm seeing. So I did have a life in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I decided to do things a little simpler and downsize and live closer to nature. I have another channel for all that. You can check out all that. But yes, I live in an RV. I studied political science and economics, and I'm a political junkie. So I have a lot to say on these subjects that I talk about on this channel. So, last night's, so many of us were outraged. Why would you give this guy who lies constantly and still tries to brainwash people into believing that the election that he lost, fair and square, was stolen? The guy that was just found liable, for those of you who like to split hairs, he was guilty or he wouldn't be liable, but, you know, it was a civil case, so technically he was found liable, not guilty, because guilty is a criminal thing. He was guilty. If he's held liable, he's guilty. But just the day before, a jury of peers found him guilty so much that he was liable to a woman for sexual assault. And he's running for president, and one of the biggest news networks in the world gives him a platform. We're outraged. I do have mixed feelings about it, though. I'm not going to lie. I have mixed feelings about whether or not everybody deserves a platform. There's a part of me that wants to think that, yeah, you know what? If you're going to give Biden a platform, if you're going to give DeSantis a platform, he's running for president, you need to give him a platform too. There's part of me that thinks that. And for those of you who want to scream First Amendment, this has nothing to do with the First Amendment. I did a video about the First Amendment. I'll put a link in the video description below. The First Amendment reads, Congress shall make no law prohibiting. It doesn't say CNN or Carolyn, for that matter, has to let everybody have a voice on their platform. That's not what the First Amendment is about. The First Amendment is about not letting government squash free speech, a la Putin, a la other fascists, a la the guy who was on CNN last night literally calling media the enemy of the state. That's squashing free speech. With that said, while it may not be a First Amendment issue, do we give everybody equal time? And I've got very, very mixed feelings about this. I wanted to know what CNN said about it today, and I read an article in the New York Times that the CNN chairman defended his decision. He said people woke up and they know what the stakes are in this election in a way they didn't the day before, Chris Licht said. I think that's BS. I call BS. Everybody who isn't under the MAGA cult spell knows exactly what the stakes are. We knew what the stakes were in 2016. We knew the day he was elected there would not be a peaceful transfer of power, and there wasn't. We knew it. We also know if he gets into power again, he will stay in power until he dies. We know that. CNN last night didn't change anybody's mind about that. Not to mention the fact that they filled the audience with people who applauded and laughed when he called the moderator a nasty person. A nasty person. People cheered him on. I saw little clips on Twitter. It's disgusting that we are cheering on someone as vile as this person. And, you know, somebody left a comment on my last video that I really need to stop being so, spreading so much vitriol against this guy. I need to get over it, that I need to heal my own wounding, because I'm holding on to this. I'm holding on to this because our country is at stake. My life is at stake. Future generations' lives are at stake. Our planet is at stake. And that's why I care so much. This person is dangerous in every way I mentioned above. He is a threat to our way of life. And if you don't see that, I don't even know what to tell you. But the CNN town hall last night, or whatever they want to call it, the shit show, did absolutely nothing. It didn't tell anybody, it didn't show anybody who didn't already know what the stakes in the next election are. My concern, and this is where I struggle within myself, whether or not we should be giving the former guys and Marjorie Taylor Greene on 60 Minutes, whether we should be giving them platforms or not. I mean, sure, there's an argument to be made that 60 Minutes, CNN are so mainstream that people who maybe aren't very much into politics might see these and they might learn what horrible people these two really are. So there's that case to be made. I'm falling more on the side of it legitimizes them, especially last night with the town hall. What it did, number one, he barreled over the moderator, and I'm going to get to some ideas about that in a minute. He barreled over the moderator. She didn't ask follow-up questions. She let him railroad her. She let him lie, and they let the audience applaud and cheer Trump. So what does this do? What is the perception here for Ms. Josephine America, who maybe isn't very politically savvy, isn't really as involved in politics as many of us are? What is this? What message did last night's town hall send to her? Trump is popular. He's got a whole crowd of people cheering for him, clapping for him, laughing when he calls a moderator a nasty person. That's the message that was sent. That CNN, that the moderator was weak and that he is strong. Not only that, I mean, we don't think he's strong, but some people might think he's strong. But not only that, but he's got the perception, and remember, he's a master marketer. This is what he does well. Marketing himself is the biggest talent this guy has. He's able, since day one, since I was a kid growing up in New York and I heard all the tales about him in New Jersey and Atlantic City and all those places, he is the king of marketing himself. And I don't know why CNN filled an audience of his supporters. They say, I read now that they're saying that it was Republicans and independents who were undecided. It's not what it came across as. It came across as an audience, primarily a majority, if not all, of which support him. What message does that send? That more people support him than not. So if I'm a not very savvy voter, on the fence, don't really pay a lot of attention, I tune into CNN last night and I see a crowd cheering on this guy, I'm going to think that he's more popular than he is. I'm going to think that his opinions, his policies, his lies, well, first of all, I'm going to think his opinions and his policies are more popular than they are, and that his lies are true. Because the whole audience, why would I didn't hear any boos. Of course, I didn't watch the whole thing. That's what I'm concerned about. The other thing, and here is what I think, if you want to put someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene or Trump on the air, here is what needs to happen. Ask a question, let them answer. When they lie, stop the tape. Stop it. Stop the tape. Have a panel of fact checkers. Have a panel of fact checkers. And maybe they can even be Republican and Democrat fact checkers. And yeah, you know what? This might make an hour interview take 12 hours, but so what? This is what I think responsible journalism would look like. The person they're interviewing says a lie, you fact check in real time. Cut his mic if you have to. I built the wall and Mexico paid for it. No, Mr. Trump, and I'm not going to call him Mr. President like they did. No, that is not true. In fact, this is what's true. Cut the mics, go to the fact checkers, show the sources. That's what responsible journalism would look like. Not letting a bully have a pulpit, especially with a woman. Maybe, I hate to say this, but you know he's a misogynist and he hates women. Maybe it shouldn't have been a woman interviewing him because he just is such a misogynist. He's not going to take it seriously. Maybe it should have been a strong, more alpha type man. Maybe. And that's no, you know me, I'm a feminist. I'm just saying this is how he views women. And the fact that she wasn't able to follow through and to keep standing up to his lies made this an absolute national disgrace. So like I said, still though, even though I think it was a disgrace and even though I'm disgusted and appalled and I can't stand the sound of his voice anymore, and it's not for personal reasons, it's because of what he's done to this country, what he's doing to this country, what he will do to this country. He's a self-serving, narcissistic psychopath who only cares about himself. And I will talk more about that in an upcoming video. But that, I still don't quite know. And I think it's okay to say that. I think both sides need to say that more often. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if what CNN did last night was right or wrong. I have my opinions. I hate that this guy has a platform, but there's a lot of things in this world, in society, that live in the gray area. And maybe we can agree that this is one of those things. It's just in the gray area. He's a disgrace. He's disgusting. We all need to mobilize to do whatever we can to make sure he never sets foot in the White House again. Leave your thoughts below. Thank you for being here. If you enjoy my content, do me a favor, subscribe to my channel. Even if you think you're subscribed, you may not be. YouTube unsubscribes people. Hit the thumbs up and leave a comment and share my channel with everybody who might need to hear it or wants to hear it. All right, I'll see you around. Thanks. Bye.